If you are in the ages between 16 and 64, this video is for you. You don't have, ladies and gentlemen, to watch all of my videos, hundreds of them, to understand my story, because today I'm gonna recite it all for you. So my story begins, by the way, I am WhiTeeee, right? And I am the builder of the WhiTeeee brand. At a very young age, I loved filming. Probably at the age of 9, I was filming videos, but at the time, there was no YouTube. So I was filming with my Nokia or iPad very later on. But I didn't know that YouTube existed. I just loved that. At the age of 14, however, everything has changed because I knew what's YouTube and I decided to upload my first YouTube video. So at that time, I met with my friend, just like always, and I said, hey, I have a brilliant idea. Why not make it a reality? So that's exactly what we did, right? I told him, here's the idea that we're going to produce. Here's what we will do. Here's the plan. Nobody was in the house. So we filmed that video. I uploaded it, got like 1,000 views. At the time, it felt awesome, right? Everybody that I know watched that video and everybody shared it because at the time, there was not a lot of people that doing it, at least in the city that I was in. So later on, I never stopped, says that day. But, however, there's few tricks. And that's why I decided to divide my story to 3 parts to make it easier for you. So I'm not gonna hear lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna say that it sparked and I knew my way and I knew that I'm gonna become the one that I'm becoming right now. Or I'm gonna be in the position that I am right now. None of this is real. I just realized that, well, there's an opportunity and I have to take it because if I don't, someone else will take it. It was that simple. So I called one of my friends. I said, hey, there's something called YouTube. Let's make a video. And he was all in for it because he was coming from a well-educated family, right? So at that point, I made my video. It got like 1,000 views. I outreached at least 1,000 people for that video just to send them that video, tell them just to watch it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the place where there's a lot of people in. A lot of people are in that phase and they think that, well, actually at the beginning, it seems like all rose, right? It seems like utopia because even that you're not getting a lot of views, you're getting the first views and you think that, well, if that exponential growth will stay, you kind of calculate that you will have millions of subscribers in about like 3 months, right? If it stays exponential. But that is not true. It's at the beginning you have the people that you know, you have your circles, you have your family and like all the relations. So at that point, I knew that I have to make a plan. So since that video, I never stopped uploading. Although I was obviously in school and I didn't have the ability to quit school, right? And I know this will sound very, you've heard it before, but I grew up without a father, right? I grew up in a family that is not, let's say, not optimal to say the least, okay? So let's put it that way. Right? I know everybody that tries to tell a success story or inspire others as the same thing, but what you do is the actual truth. So at that point, I knew at a very young age that I have to become someone, I have to become something. And most importantly, I have to build something. I had a few idols like my brothers, my business mentor until now, and also, you know, some other people. Yet, there is something that I figured out that literally changed the entire trajectory. So while I was uploading, I figured out that, well, I can actually maintain school and upload videos. So I continued making videos. I made about 28 videos while maintaining being in school, which is something that a lot of people have this confusion that if you want to make content, you have to drop out of school, but this is something that just delete it out of your mind. And you have, so here I'm going to spoil a little bit, but in the future, I went to a therapist and I asked him about it. I said, I want to drop out of school and here's why I want to make these YouTube videos and stuff like that. And she told me something that shocked me. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. So it was still a dream, but also it excited me because once I knew that there's this thing that I am passionate about, and also there's a lot of people that makes it their job, that literally makes a lot of money out of it, that's really excites me the most. So I realized that that's what I will do. Ladies and gentlemen, there's something that I didn't know, is that I will never see the glance of success until 5 years after. So I was uploading videos mainly in the weekends, mainly in the vacations, not missing any time, right? Scripting, writing, doing all of that, collaborating with all of the people that I can find, right? My friends, my family, my neighbors, anything, their relatives. I was very not shy, right? Because I wanted to succeed on that. And I knew that if I want to succeed, I have to do whatever it takes, because there's other people that do whatever it takes. So how can I beat them without doing it? Congratulations right now. You have ended the first phase of the story. It was too fast, but it was the longest of the phases. Yet there's one thing, it feels the faster of all of them because there's so many events that will happen in the next few years. But here we get to the second part. It's the hype story. So at that point I realized that, well, I have to create something big, and I have to change the way that I used to do stuff. And that was, ladies and gentlemen, to start my brand, WhiTeeee. So at the beginning, I said, I'm gonna launch this brand. I went into 4 months, month mode, just doing research, right? To talk about education. And before that, I did 1 year of just education about YouTube, about algorithms and all the stuff that the gurus talk about. I did all of that, right? And it took 4 months just to build my brand, build my plan, build the stuff that I want to do, and the stuff that I don't want to do. Don't get too confused, okay? In the first 5 years, I was founded, right? I was in under the several names, like everybody who starts making YouTube videos. But at 2021, literally 28th of August, then I started my first video in WhiTeeee official. I launched my brand. In the span of 6 months, I built the biggest that I have ever done. I was getting the views in probably like half an hour or just 1 minute, hundreds of times more than I got in the previous 5 years. It was that big. I was getting more, probably 4 million views a month at the time, and it was going all in. But the problem here, which is something that I didn't tell you probably, is that all this was in Moroccan Arabic. So here, for ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know me, I am Moroccan in my origin, right? So it was a no-brainer for me to make a Moroccan Moroccan channel at the age of 14. That's all I knew. So I did that channel, but after the sixth year, I realized that, well, I have to do English. I just had this desire that I want to make English videos because I can give to more people. And that's literally what I did. So we started this project, right? Literally in the 1st of January 2022. It was the actual beginning of this in English. And here we got to the third part. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? But let's say all of this, it's a big gap, right? It's 7 years of content, 7 years of work. All of it will feel slow in comparison to the third phase. So the third phase basically was me rebuilding the entire structure. At 19 September 2023, then that was the point when I officially launched WhiTeeee Galaxy, which is really where I am uploading this. I understood that WhiTeeee brand is something bigger than myself, right? The mission that WhiTeeee has It's not like any mission that everybody has. It's not a simple mission, right? It's not just me making videos. It's something actually bigger than me. I realized that and I understood it. So I said to myself, well, that's one thing. I was in school at that point, right? I never quitted school. I had few periods when I paused school, but I never quitted school. So one thing that annoyed me is that school took so much time of myself. I know a lot of people can't relate to this, but this is the reality. So it was taking so much time, especially one thing, which is presentations. I figured out that I sleep at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. just making PowerPoint presentations for the teachers because they asked us, and I was in the higher studies, right, in college, that specialized, obviously, which requires a lot of presentations because that's how it works there, right? So I was literally mentally trained until one day, February 2024, I decided that I'm gonna launch my first service, which is WhiTeeee presentation service. Probably you might have heard of it before, probably not. If not, or yes, I'm gonna explain it to you. So I launched it, everybody said that it will not succeed, so it's always part of the brand, right? I launched it, everyone said that it will never succeed. But thanks to the people that trusted me and the people that really made the effort after God, now it's 8 months later. We haven't even ended 2024. They have worked with more than 70 people. Basically, all what I thought about is fixing the problem that I had. For me, I wished if someone worked those presentations for me, made that service for me, and actually understands, like he's in a higher studies, that can do the stuff for me. I realized that, well, that is my service idea. That's what I wanted to do. And that's what I did. If I tell you the amount of hatred that I got just because of that project, you will be surprised. I uploaded the first videos and already I got tens of people telling me that it will never work and I should just shut up and go back to sleep. I really want to make everyone on earth educated. That's the mission. But I know in order for me to get there, I have to go through a lot of steps. And look, it's just the first phase. Now, I'm working with teachers. If I tell you that right now, I make the lessons for my teachers, would you believe it? It's actually the truth. It's with WhiTeeee presentation service. I really just go to my teachers and tell them, I say, hey, I have this project that I just made for teachers to make their presentations better because they have a lot of responsibilities, and I know it takes so much time, right? It's the problem that I had, and I'm gonna fix it for you, right? And they all loved it. Literally, like I have 3 teachers, 2 of them, I did their presentations. Can you believe that? Yet, I haven't gotten yet to the most important of all phases. You know when I told you that there's 3 phases? I actually lied. There's 4. And here, you want to listen. There's one thing that I didn't tell you about, and probably you should actually have listened. You should have thought about it, which is WhiTeeee Galaxy. The one that you're watching this right now. What is WhiTeeee Galaxy? What is its point in the timeline? WhiTeeee Galaxy has first started on the 1st of January 2022. Yes, but it was not the actual start. I did actually several times I started the journey, but I never completed it, right? You might ask why. Well, there's a reason for everything. Exactly, you have to comprehend this. At exactly 19 of September 2023, I realized and decided that I'm gonna launch officially WhiTeeee Galaxy brand. In the past year, I uploaded more than 100 videos, right? 100 single videos. And look, I'm not here going to get ahead of myself. I know you're watching me through WhiTeeee Galaxy. I don't know which time you're watching this, but look, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I told you my story, and look, you have to decide, do you want to complete it with me or not?